Yes,
Vipers.
Like I said, the goals are coming in thick and fast. 3 goals in the first half where we saw Karim Dubois chip a brilliant, potent finish over Fabian Mutombora, giving BUL the lead, but Vipers, I can tell you, with their brilliant squad, a brilliant finish from Milton Karisa and Cromwell Rothromio with a potent finish. It is 2-1 at halftime at the St. Mary's Stadium in Chitende, looking like another win for Vipers, gentlemen. We spoke about it in the pre-match analysis where we said Vipers and BUL is going to be a tough encounter. But we saw in the first few minutes where Vipers were actually struggling with their formation. Like we said, they played a 4-2-2-2, but we were asking questions whether playing without wingers would be detrimental to them, but it looks like it's working for them. Godwin.
Yeah, as Vipers, the coach Robertinho has stated that this is a tough game and top mentality is needed. And that's why he adopted that system 4-2-2-2 to ensure that he gets that link-up play in the midfield and then in the striking line, and it has worked wonders for them. Linking good play with Nokani and Milton Karisa together with Watambala. I was asking myself, where is Watambala going to play after seeing the lineup? And then thinking of the way they can link up, that's when that system comes in and you can see their fluidity in the way of play. And it has given Cromwell that advancement while going forward and also making sure that he has the support of his fellow teammates. That's why you see even he's managed to score a goal today. He's first for Vipers and he was too joyous in celebrations because it has removed the monkey off his back. But as part of the game is standing, Vipers are not yet into the game, but only some moments where they've played well and then got those 2 goals. But in the first half, BUL FC was playing so far so good with Vincent Ziwa, the lead orchestrator, scoring against Wachiso Giants, and then KCCA. I expected him to play a vital goal. And some laxity.
This goal, what would you say went wrong in this goal? Was it Fabian Montobora's positioning, or was it Karim Dubois' brilliant eyesight?
Well, for Karim Dubois, that is the instinct of a striker. The work of a striker is to know exactly how the defenders he's going to face and the goalkeepers manage their game. For everyone who has watched Vipers and Mutombora, he has that antic of moving away from the goal line, trying to be like the sweeper. But when he's given back passes, he does not play. Actually, he has conceded, his team has conceded many goals when he's trying to play with the defenders. So in this situation, it's a long ball from Said Kenny. We all know how Kenny hits the ball. Even when he's throwing, he throws it almost towards the center line. So his kick is very huge. And it's just a flick header from Simbe and into the space of Karim Dubois. Yes, Karim Dubois is a potent striker, but he's not that kind of striker who will race with the ball and beat a defender for pace. That is why in his mind he knew that the first touch has to go somewhere. With the defender in pursuit, there is no reason why Mutombora would have been off the line. But he didn't even get off the line. He was way off the line even before that move came. So you ask yourself, what does he do in that situation? So it is a mistake, a goalkeeping error from Fabian.
Can I talk about the defensive line there? Because Bashir Asiku was beaten to that header by Ibrahim Simbe, brushing it. And then Mukundani was caught off guard too, because Karim Dubois receiving that ball, he was all alone and taking that shot. Fabian Mutombora was at fault. The placement of himself was not at par. But then the 2 center-backs didn't do the job well, because if Bashir Asiku had defended that ball from being flicked to Karim Dubois, it would have lessened the impact. But nevertheless, they have come back as Vipers, leading 2-1.
And that is another goalkeeping error.
Very huge one again from Said Kenny. You throw away a shot, because that is throwing it away into the path of Milton Karisa. And that was not a vicious shot from Brighton Kani. That is not the hardest hit that he could give. So he had the audacity to punch it away or even hold it strongly. And then when you get up and it's a rebound, you don't close the near post, because it's easy in that situation to be scored on the far post. A goalkeeper has to close the near post. So he was in between. He left the near post a gap, and the same way the far post. So that was suicidal goalkeeping as well. So you would look at those situations similar to the game we saw yesterday, 2 goalkeeping errors. But you see, football is a game of mistakes. When you make those errors, the agile forwards will pounce. In the same way Karim Ndugwa pounced, again here, Milton Karisa pounces because he still has hope. Every time there is a ball going forward, he expects an error anywhere. So I think that was good forward instincts from a player who has been switched from the wing to now one of the 2 forwards, which I think is a guided choice. Those 2 forwards can peel off at will and play. When you are 3 in the forward line, the one in the middle is static. Then the ones at the wing do not have that good freedom to come and close in. So you expect everything for the one in the middle, the one leading the axis. So I think this one gives them good movement. Milton is very fast and is instinctive. Cromwell has been useful in all other things apart from scoring. But now with the freedom, you see the goal that he scored. He started the move from the left. He moves with it. He passes. Then he comes and waits for the free ball. And because the defenders have no one to mark, they stay there and keep him onside. Because if they had moved on the same line, he would have been offside. Because he's the one who started the move. But they stayed there.
Is that the formation that Robertinho has gone with today? Is it an advantage to the players he has put on his disposal, playing that certain type of formation? We have seen Bright Anukani being an orchestrator in the midfield. He's having a good game today, Godwin, having that freedom to play those through balls and having the link-up play with Rothomio and Milton Karisa today.
Definitely, he's playing at the strength of the players that he has at his disposal. That's why you see him fielding 4 midfielders and then one attacker, but it has been fluent for them going forward and also defending. If Siraje Sentamu and Marvin Youngman have that cover of Karim Watambala and then Bright Anukani, it helps them defensively because Bright Anukani can slide to the right, defend when there's an attack from the right. And then Karim Watambala can slide as a number 11, traditional number 11, when the attack is on his side. And then those 2 center forwards also can do that same job. But as that system, it has really helped them combat the midfield of BUL, because BUL have George Kasonko as a central defensive midfielder, and also Jerome Chiria, and also the center forward, Vincent Ziwa, taking them forward. If you have those nullified, it's hard for them to go forward. It's only the goal that they've considered as Vipers, which came from a ball from Saidi Kenny, brushed by Nsimbe, and then just kicked home by Karim Ndugwa, which was a good goal. But so far, the game is still open. I expect goals in the second half.
Tendo.
Yeah, it is so easy to score goals in this formation if you do the unorthodox way, like we saw Said Kenny doing it. Why? Because the 2 forwards and the 2 offensive midfielders and the 2 defensive midfielders all look at the line that is perpendicular to the pitch. So in the middle is a way through where the ball can pass always. You get my point? That is why the goal kick for the goalkeeper is not going to the sides. Like Bule is saying, there is someone covering the sides. So you cannot have it directed there. So it has to come in the middle. Now, one of the forwards of BUL has to wait in the axis and come and flick the ball into the direction of the next. So if it's Karim Ndugwa, he comes into the axis because the ball comes, and then he has to flick it either one side or this way. So that is the antidote for BUL. But for them, their game has not been that way. They have always started the ball from the wings. That is where now the Brazilian has beaten them. With Cromwell on one side and Karisa on one, he's handling the 3 back line. The one in the middle is useless, but again, he's not that back defender who will move and play football. So he's useless, he's wasted there. So with Cromwell holding them, Cromwell has the chance to even come and chase the full back. Or the ones now that are playing the wing back. Chiria on this side, Onek, and then Madoi if he chooses to come, or Aprem. So Karisa can do that, and we see him doing that. Even Cromwell was doing that. So if he fails, either Watambala or Anukani take over that duty. So if they choose to pass, then they spread like the way Bule is saying. Watambala will spread to catch the nearest person they are passing to, and the same way Anukani can spread. But in the middle, they have not left a gap because there is young man and Siraji Sentamu. So if someone is playing through the axis, young man can come and pick him. or if they are going to mark, they stay. Then the back line stays. So the free role for Vipers today is with the full backs, Ashraf Mandela and Mubiru. That is why you see them flying all the way. Because
I spoke about it when the match was going on. I noticed something. Because BUL FC are playing with wing backs and Vipers are not playing with wingers in this game, the wing backs of BUL are having to mark the two attacking midfielders who are playing on the inside, which is giving space to the Vipers fullbacks.
Yes.
Is that going to be a problem for Alexis Sabida in the second half? Is there something that he needs to twitch Godwin?
According to the way Alexis Sabida plays and the system that he usually uses, that's his most favorable system. If he chooses to look at the way Vipers play and then change according to how Vipers play, it will be a disadvantage to him. But only sticking to the system that you know best and the chemistry that happens with the BUL players, you cannot right now changing a system. It can be effective.
Maybe it's not changing a system, but changing the way they play.
I think he can change the personnel.
It can be
because
effective.
Previously,
let's go.
They have been continue.
It can be effective for players, but the way they play, they know the system. From last season, it won against Vipers. It won many games. Changing it right now because Vipers has adopted a 4-2-2 may be a detrimental factor to them. So sticking to it, just those players, as Tendo was going to hint about it, sticking to those players. If all fails, you have some substitutes on the bench to make it click. You have Wandiaka, you have Kalanda, you have Kazindula, who can bring in those crosses. I don't see any system that BUL can change apart from this system. That's why I can
actually now to kill the Vipers' philosophy today of having the fullbacks fly, you need to bring ball-playing wingers. Onek is not a ball player. Aprem tries, but he's more used to crossing than playing with the ball because it's not his favorite foot on the left. So I think bringing in Ivan Wani on the left and then Kazindula, who we have seen playing even as a fullback or even as a wing back, because he plays with the ball. It will kill now Vipers' philosophy of going forward because the fullbacks will have to mark someone. Remember, if someone uses the ball, you have to mark them. So as one is trying to use the ball, Mandela's thoughts of going forward will be dying. Which means these midfielders now will also be useless. You get my point?
Yes.
Of recent, Ziwa is the one who has been playing with the ball and is in the middle, which is okay because it's a pathway. But the challenge is with the forwards marked in the direct play, there is no way Ziwa is going to pass the ball. And he's not that midfielder who will run and shoot.
Yes.
So he's also wasted. So I think altering the play and centering it on the people in the wings like Kazindula and Wani is going to kill Vipers' movement and have them decimated up front. With them decimated, they will think about now changing a system, which I think they will have to put either